So, Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I was just saying earlier,
Happy New Year.
my New Year's resolution is to kill you all. I mean, give you all a really good story.
So you carrying that over from last year then?
Yeah, I carry that over from every year, yeah. So where are we? So you guys have been adventuring around Noltec. You have got yourselves caught up in a few little tangled plots. There is a missing apprentice to the local wizard Towster called Jelenneth. Since then, the Noltec's rather aloof and somewhat brazen and in-your-face kind of thief has gone missing. And not thief, sorry. Cleric has gone missing. You're not sure why or where or how. On top of that, you have been attacked a couple of times now by bandits that are claiming that they should keep the casters alive. Again, you've not really been able to figure out why. Your one attempt at keeping one of them alive resulted in a critical hit from rage that sent the guy through a rotten barn wall and killed him.
You're welcome.
You've explored the area looking for signs of Jelenneth, and you've not found any. You've gone back to Noltec, and Noltec have another problem, and that is the swamp. This desolate swamp, this swamp place has started to grow, and they're concerned. The local lord is concerned about, let's just say, his interests in the vicinity becoming waterlogged, and he's asked you to investigate. And I think he's offered you a fairly tidy sum of money for 2 weeks of your time to try and get to the bottom of why the swamp is growing. In the meantime, so sort of coming down into the swamp area, you have seen from a distance a giant, a purple-skinned giant, a Fomorian. Give you a... See, the great thing is I've got all my minis out now in my cupboard behind me, and so there is a Fomorian.
Lovely.
What they look like, and that's what you saw out on the out in the swamp. You didn't really go and tackle it. You kind of stayed at a distance and just watched it kind of open up some kind of building and do some stuff around there, and then kind of wander off further into the swamp. You've then kind of come round the western edge of the swamp, headed southwards towards Ryfield, looking for signs of potentially, what's causing the swamp to grow, but also for missing fishermen. In Ryfield, you discovered that the mayor there, the local village elder, there's been no missing people from Ryfield, and there's been no sign of any missing villagers or fishermen turning up here that would normally reside in and around Noltec. So that seems to be a bit of a bogus sort of dead end for you. You decided then to head into the swamp proper. You have discovered that by looking at the water, you can see that it seems to be rippling out from a certain point. And so you got a skiff, a small boat, and headed into the swamp for real. You crossed the Modron. It was barely visible amongst all the swamp water. It's definitely kind of risen up above the banks of the Modron, at least. And then in continuing sort of that northeast direction, you ended up at a... look for the map. You ended up at what appears to be the epicenter of the source of the swamp growth. This bubbling... I don't know what my brain's not working. What am I looking for? I won't say stream because it's not. It's hard to tell what it is.
Pool. Spring.
pool. Yeah, spring. That's the word I'm looking for. Thanks, guys. A bubbling spring, sort of in the center of this kind of quite densely, sort of wooded area, but it's like a traditional sort of swamp woodland kind of place. In the heart of that, as you approached it, you encountered a water elemental that proceeded to attack you all. And then as you defeated that water elemental and you were kind of trying to figure out what to do next, a second one appeared. And that, I believe, is where we left it before Christmas. And so I will open it up with the immortal words of roll for initiative.
Can I just check? I've got Booming Blade as a temporary effect on me. I'm
Yeah,
assuming
Tony.
I was
Yeah,
targeted by mistake, was I?
No, that was me messing around. So let me get rid of Booming Blade.
You've got +5 feet, which is not because you're off the ground, it's because of something else. Can't remember.
I'm enlarged, is it?
You're in
Yes,
biggened.
this is it. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm huge.
enlarge and stuff is still running, so that's all good.
Oh, hang on. No, wasn't it?
The 5 feet meant something else, though.
Yeah, didn't it mean we've got 5 more
5
rounds?
minutes. Yeah, 5
Ah,
rounds left.
yes,
That's right.
Yeah,
5
5
rounds
rounds
left.
left.
That's right.
Yeah, I watched
Yeah,
it.
that's
I think
right.
that's it.
Well done. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. Yeah.
And I seem
Also
to remember.
bless. Is it?
Yeah, bless is running.
Bless and enlarge.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff running. Most of those are on timers, so they will drop off. I think it's enlarged that isn't on a timer. I probably need to. I could probably figure out how to program enlarge. Oh, I love some of these dice.
There was one other thing as well. We had started investigating what was in the pool, and I think we glanced at it. Can anybody remember anything that we saw or any clues that we got?
So wasn't there like a mechanism or something rather?
There was a thing in there.
Yeah, the thing was the elemental, but it became. I remember it was like.
There was a magical energy that was emanating from it.
And it
That's right.
was
Yeah.
saying must protect.
I get advantage on that initiative, don't I?
Yes, you do.
And over by this tree over here, just south of us, there was this lever that said on and off.
There wasn't. Definitely not a lever that said on and off. Nice try, buddy. Yeah, so from memory, as far as you got with the investigation was, I think L'Oreala had cast Detect Magic. She discovered that it was a very strong elemental-based magic, evocation, I think. Was it evocation? Hold on.
Yeah, it rings a bell.
I'm not sure if it was, actually. I apologise in advance if you can hear my keyboard.
You'll need to roll for initiative for Kelg, by the way.
Oh, yes, I will. Yeah, conjuration is the magic. Very strong conjuration emanating in the centre of where this water is bubbling from. And Dart, you're correct. The previous elemental did say must protect, although technically he said it in Aquan, and I don't know if any of you speak Aquan. So, but there we go.
I am not a Barbie girl, no.
Lol.
Nice.
I know.
You could be a Barbie girl.
In a Barbie world.
Yeah. So it's entirely up to you. Although we're in combat, and I'm going to come out of combat, out of there now, so the timer's not running down. At this point in time, this elemental forms out of the water again, and it kind of stands there and sort of looks at you all. And then it kind of raises up two kind of water-shaped fists as it looks to begin to sort of head in your direction. Ember, you're top of the round. It's up to you as a group whether you want to engage or whether you want to run away and try and figure this out some other way. It's your choice. One thing I'm going to say, though, is we are going to get to a point where you're not going to get experience. So, no, this is not an experience farm, whoever said that in the last, session.
Well, can I investigate? Or
you can certainly investigate, but do you want to investigate where you are, or do you want to try and get closer to this thing? How do you want to investigate? It will be your action to investigate, but you would still have your standard move.
Where exactly was the thing that we were looking at that was sort of like Wasn't there something in the water? Or...
Yeah, it's literally the square that you can see around the elemental's token is the area that this bubbling and sort of belching kind of air bubbles keep rising every so often.
Okay. It would be better if I didn't move first, I suppose.
It's because you're quick.
No, it's because I rolled nice.
And that as well.
Don't break the fourth wall.
Don't break the fourth wall.
What's that?
Sorry, that was me just rolling a second d20 because I couldn't get the initiative to work.
Okay.
So that puts me up to
12.
Oh, I can stealth
14.
because I get
14.14.
If I move behind this massive Kelga thingy here, rage, and then stealth.
It doesn't actually change your position.
It's in case anything else comes in. That's all.
Yeah, okay.
What? Oh.
Oh, I don't know, I've broken it now.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Can I move here?
You can move wherever you want, as long as it's within your movement distance, yeah.
And I would try and roll an investigation.
How deep's that water?
I don't know.
Really discovered yet.
We're about to.
Okay, yeah, so as you move to there, the water drops away quite quickly and is probably going to be up to your chest at that point. If you stay within 5 feet of the bank, you'll be fine, but anything out of that is going to start to incrementally get deeper.
Is that Ember as a halfling?
Hang on.
That's
So
Ember as a halfling.
So it'd be someone's ankle height.
So how high are you? How tall are you?
4 foot.
So it's probably thigh height on somebody like Rage. For the majority of standard human, it's probably waist height. Maybe a little bit higher than waist, isn't it? Yeah, no, waist height.
Right, okay. Well,
between knees and waist, depending on how tall your legs are.
Okay.
I imagine Medistra has very long legs. Whereas I imagine...
I do indeed.
I imagine Kelgar has quite short, stubby legs. And Rage is just square.
Okay, I just did an
7 foot of squareness. Okay. Stepping into the pool and sort of letting yourself go a little bit and into that kind of water, what you feel is a very strong pulsing current that kind of washes over you constantly. And there's a distinct sense of cold water, sort of about a foot and a half down. It's very cold, colder than it should be. I mean, when we're sort of moving from late winter into spring, but there's no thaw here. I mean, it very rarely snows in the area that you guys are operating in. So but it's colder than you would expect it to be.
Okay, that's not very helpful, I suppose.
It isn't helpful. Sorry?
Doesn't fucking help at all.
It doesn't, no, but that's the only thing he notices at the moment.
All right.
Okay, one other thing that I'll give you on a 15. There is no sign of any aquatic animal life.
Good.
Including flora.
Oh.
You were seeing flora. So outside of this sort of circular area where you are, you were seeing flora elsewhere. And you would see fish and stuff like that, as you would expect in sort of swamp fish and stuff like that, and crocodiles and things. But this little area here, there is nothing. There's no flora and there's no fish, no signs of crocodiles or any leeches or anything like that.
So this is a magical pool.
I mean, you don't have the ability to sense magic, but it's definitely not normal.
Not, I was about to say man-made, but that's not what I meant.
No, yeah, I know what you mean. It's not normal. It's definitely not natural swamp, but what it is beyond Ember's ability to understand at the moment. Okay, we go.
Hey guys, I've got no idea what this pool is, but it's definitely not normal.
Okay. Unfortunately, though, the elemental steps forwards, Ember, and targets you.
Damn
It.
it.
Oh. Okay, it basically just reaches out with a fist and punches you. A wall of water sweeps over you, and you kind of throw yourself to one side as this water kind of collapses into the pond, and then it follows up with a sort of a second one. This time it connects, and the impact is quite hard. You're hit for 7 points of damage as this thing kind of pummels into you, and you feel yourself slip back in the slick mud of the ground.
So Ember just got fisted by the water elemental. Am I correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Jet darts
Absolutely
forwards.
slammed.
Jet darts forwards and shoots his longbow. The arrow hits. 4 points of damage. Oh, interesting. Oh, hold on. I told you things don't work properly. Okay, the arrow kind of sinks into the elemental, and you watch this arrow just kind of wash down and start bobbing and then sink into the water. Kelgar isn't here again. So Kelgar is enlarged, isn't he? He's going to move to over here, and he will viciously mock the creature.
Oops. Sorry. I hit the...
Okay. And the thing goes off. It has disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn. Okay. Got it. Rage, you're up.
Okay, Rage will, I believe his rage dropped, so he will rage again.
Yeah. Except the icon's disappeared because it's all the wrong way around.
Okay.
Doesn't matter, but that's fine.
We'll target the water elemental. And I'll take the -5 to hit. So is there a button for that?
You should have Great Weapon Master on your character sheet, so you should be able to apply it, I think.
That's the attack. I'll click self there.
Is there not a is there a macro that you can pull?
Let me have a look. No, I had a look. I'll just hit the -5. I'll
Okay.
put a thingy in it. All right. So we will.
I do have a way of doing it, so I've got a thing that you can use, but I'll need to set it up. I'll try and set it up in the break. Okay.
That's a miss.
Okay, yeah. So as you
what did I roll there?
11, 16.
That's on a 7.
7 plus 4 is 11.
Yeah, I'm going to use. Got an fresh inspiration, haven't we?
Yes.
Actually, no, you do inspiration before, don't you?
No,
No.
you do
No?
inspiration.
Okay. I'll do it.
afterwards.
I'll use inspiration.
Okay, reroll your attack then. Same again, -5.
Oh, fuck me. Right,
It's
okay.
going to be one of
Really?
those evenings.
Yeah.
It is going to be one of those evenings, I can tell. Okay, Rage, you kind of reach forwards and try and hit this thing, and it just kind of seems to fold, almost collapse out of the way of the maul, and then reform behind your swing. Medistra, you're up.
Yeah. Medistra's going to shout kind of wordly. I think we should really be moving away from here to regroup. But with that, again, I will move to about there, and I will do an Eldritch Blast on said water thing.
Go for it. Hit, roll your damage.
Pew pew.
Pew.
Oh,
Fancy effects and all.
that's lovely. Was that effect? Yes. I'm going to end my turn there with a deep sigh.
And just so everybody knows, we now have a fancy effect for Arms of Hadar.
I know I'm going to use it in a minute.
Oh god, keep it away.
Just so we can see what it's like. Your Eldritch Blast slams into the elemental and it takes the full force. L'Oreala, you're up.
We've got someone else on.
Go again.
Good evening.
Okay.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
How are we doing?
Well, we're not dead yet.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So seeing Medistra like continue his magical assault or start his magical assault on this creature, I'm gonna kind of back away a little bit. Is this difficult terrain? Sorry, Zed.
No, it's not difficult terrain. But
Okay.
it is effectively all underwater, but where the brown mud is, it's easier to walk in. It's not deep. It's just traditional sort of swampy mud.
So the green is grass above the water line.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try and stick to that then. Sort of moving around to where we roughly came from a little bit. I'm going to move all the way around behind Rage, and I will target up this elemental creature and toll the dead.
Okay.
If I can find it. There we
Okay.
go.
Nice graphics.
It goes off, and the creature sort of recoils from the bell as it reverberates around the area.
Excellent.
Anything else, L'Oreala?
Do I see any change in the water? Is it bulged more, or because you described it last time? I think kind of bulging in waves and pulsing out
Correct,
as more and more water created.
Not since the elemental has appeared. No.
Right. Okay. Interesting. So, but it was pulsing before at quite a regular rate, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yes.
Right. Well, okay. Fine.
Kurgan.
Is there an epicenter to the pulse?
Pretty much exactly where Evil's just pinged. Yeah, right in the center of that square there.
I'm surmising that there is a magical effect that is continuously either supporting these elementals or pulling water into this area. So there might be an artifact at the bottom of this pool.
But I'm thinking 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm going to book it into the middle. And I
Okay.
want to search the hell out of whatever's down at the bottom.
Okay. As you book it, as you kind of head into the middle of the water, you can't touch the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to go down into the water?
Yes.
Like underneath? Okay.
God.
All fine. Everything's fine. It's all
Give
fine.
me an
Rage
investigation
can go
check.
down. You can't breathe. You doesn't have to breathe on
Give me an investigation check. It's
If
very
I want
dark
to go down,
here,
I can.
and your dark vision isn't particularly helping you under the water.
Sorry, what am I doing? What did you want?
Investigation check.
Investigation.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
Don't mind.
So just in front of you, literally where the square is marked on the map, you kind of dive down, and where you are, you kind of hit the mud floor. It's quite you're sinking about that kind of far. But as you reach in front of you, there's nothing, and you're feeling water rising from this nothingness.
Okay.
Again, not very helpful.
Can I move into that?
Do you wish to move into it?
God
Do you wish
alone
to
knows.
move into it?
No, I'm going to stay there for a minute. I'm going to cast a message as a cantrip and message back to L'Oreala what I've found.
Okay. Bear in mind, you can only remain underwater. Is it minutes equal to your con bonus or rounds equal to your con bonus?
I think it's minutes equal to 1 plus your con bonus.
Correct. Yeah, that's right. Okay. All right.
What's
so you
your
can
con
stay under there
bonus?
for
Constitution.
Constitution. Yeah.
So I'm on +4.
I just
Yeah.
had
Constitution.
constipation.
So I've got.
So you can basically remain underwater for 5 minutes. So until the
Yeah.
clock says 14:51.
So I'm just going to say to L'Oreala, there's water constantly coming up. I don't know where it's coming from. It's cold.
It is cold. Very
Respond
cold.
to that.
You may respond to this message.
Can I respond
That's
to that
exactly
message?
right. Yes, you may respond to this message.
I think you have messaged me before, actually, so I do know. Yeah, I'm just responding. There must be something down there.
Okay, so I was there 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I've gone 25. Was any of that rough?
No, you're just kind of swimming. That's fine.
Okay, to get any closer though, I'm going to have to.
Just before we start this whole water breathing thing, holding breath thing.
Yeah. Before I die.
Yeah. Well, let's just understand the rules to what holding breath is, because I think we would all understand how we are capable of holding breath. Does casting spells affect how long you can hold your breath? Does exerting yourself affect how long you can hold your breath? Does taking damage affect how long you can hold your breath?
So just sending rage, he doesn't have to breathe.
Just sending rage, he doesn't have to breathe. We discovered that after Jet had got knob rot.
After swimming in raw sewage.
We could have handled it, or Jet, he could have just gone down, Rage could have just gone down and got it being immune to disease, but no, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Episode 2 or 3 of the game, for those on the stream who have no idea what we're talking about. Water breathing, right?
Holding breath or suffocating, I think is probably the rules right comes under.
Suffocating. Page 183 of the Player's Handbook for those people who wish to follow along at home.
183.
Or indeed, page 183, yeah. So I think the simple answer is it's not that difficult anymore. I think they've simplified it, like they simplified a lot of things in this edition.
Can we clarify that? It's not that difficult to rule or to suffocate?
To suffocate. To avoid suffocation. Each can hold its breath for a number of minutes equal to 1 plus its con modifier to a minimum of 30 seconds. So I guess if you're on a minus... Okay. When a creature runs out of breath, it can survive for a number of rounds equal to its constitution modifier, after which it drops to 0 hit points and is dying. So that's the suffocating rules. Fighting underwater is completely at disadvantage. And I believe you cannot cast spells that have a verbal component.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I believe.
I'm in full investigation mode at the moment, so I'm okay with that.
All right. So page 198, underwater combat. When adventurers pursue Sir Hargins back to the undersea homes, yeah, we're not doing that. Right. When making a melee weapon attack, a creature that doesn't have a swimming speed, i.e. you lot, has disadvantage on the attack roll unless the weapon is a dagger, javelin, short sword, spear, or trident. A ranged weapon automatically misses a target beyond the weapon's normal range. And even within normal range, your ranged weapon is at disadvantage. If you're fully immersed in water, you have resistance to fire. Doesn't talk about spells, but I'm going to really simply say that if you try and cast a spell with a verbal component, you will immediately forfeit your minutes of being able to hold your breath.
What 1 minute or
good time?
So I would say if you cast a spell,
verbal spell,
then because you have to physically utter the words for the spell to go off, you're forfeiting your ability to hold your breath for 1 plus your con modifier.
So you lose the whole stuff.
You lose the whole thing, yeah, because you're taking in breath to speak, and therefore you will have to surface, or you'll revert to your constitution modifier in rounds before you drown.
Okay, so my modifier is 2, so I can, in theory, survive 3 minutes underwater.
And if you cast a verbal spell, you can survive 2 rounds underwater after casting that spell.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
I think that's a fair balance to say. Effectively, you've got the opportunity to cast 1 spell underwater, and then you're giving up your ability to hold your breath.
Okay.
Exactly right.
Seems reasonable.
And with that, I'm going to move directly over the top of it.
Okay. Can you give me a strength saving throw, please? Do not attack me, cat.
It's an 11, yeah.
Okay. As you go over this hole, there's a strange. It's almost like a plunger kind of effect, sort of a diaphragm. You feel yourself being pushed up, and then suddenly you feel yourself being pulled down. And it's the pull down that you can't resist. You find yourself going down 10 feet. So you're effectively 10 feet below what would be the bed of the swamp.
Okay.
And still going down. Or there is no ground below you, should I say?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Getting started quick on that New Year's resolution then.
Very quick. Can you give me an Arcana check?
I can certainly try.
Please. Where you going, Cat? You're going to come over here. Come on over here and have a snooze. Okay, no, nothing at the moment. Okay, so that's the situation. Is you suddenly feel yourself pulled downwards, which is surprising because you hadn't felt any kind of downward sensation from the water. It always seemed to be pulsing upwards.
Okay, was my investigation my action?
Yes, it was.
Okay, well, I'm fucked then, and it's the end of my turn.
Okay. You haven't. You can still hold your breath. You're still doing fine for 3 rounds. Ember, you're up. Round 2. Over here.
Can I assist Kurgan?
If you want to get round and try and find him, sure.
Actually, I got disengaged from this thing. I probably won't be the best one to do it because I don't have much strength anyway. So I'll just continue.
Why not have all the party caught in the sucking vortex?
I'll just concentrate on hitting this thing.
Good choice. I believe you do so with advantage because the creature is engaged with another enemy. No, you get sneak attack. I always get that mixed up. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. You swipe at it with your rapier, missing.
And I can't use that thing to disengage because only if I hit it, I can do that for free. Okay, I will use my bonus action to disengage.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, you've got an ability, haven't you? Yeah, okay. Bonus action.
I thought you could actually do that without the bonus action, Dart.
Yeah, I can, but only if I hit the.
I thought you just had to attack it. But okay.
It says hit, not attack.
Oh, I must be wrong then.
Well, unless you're going to tell me I'm wrong, then.
No, if that's what it says, mate. I just need to reevaluate that rule in my head then.
Cool. Yeah, I'll just hang on. I'll double check it. Pretty sure it said if you hit.
The swashbuckler one, is it? Or...
Yeah, that's the one I thought, which I thought was just if you attack.
Is it cunning? No, it's not that one.
I think that's how we've been running it on your rogue, Cal.
I don't think I've actually used it at all. I think Grumble tends to run in and stay there. And then die.
That's true. then fight from his sleeping bag. Yeah, that's right.
It was extremely pro. No.
When you choose this out,
exhaustion.
anti-footwork, during your turn, if you make a melee attack against a creature, that creature can't make opportunity attacks against you for the rest of your turn. So it doesn't give you the ability to disengage. It just means you can move away from it without it being able to attack back.
Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot that. Yeah, that's...
Yeah,
so
and it's you don't need to use your bonus action. It is an attack. So as long as you attack it, Evil's right. As long as you attack, you can move away from it without it getting an opportunity to attack.
Just the difference being that it's only that creature, whereas your disengage as a bonus action would do all enemies.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't have to do that. Okay, right. I will go stand beside L'Oreal then.
Okay.
Thanks for the help.
Did you just speak?
I can't hear you. You're underwater.
All right, the elemental targets Rage then because that's who's closest. And let's have a look. Actually, what it does is it steps forwards and physically it goes to. I'm going to put him over top of you for a second. It goes to engulf you. I would like Rage to make a DC 15 Strength saving throw, please. Bloody hell. No problem.
Wow.
Okay. You are pushed out of the space. Where would you like to end up? So he's literally over where you are. So push yourself out so you're fully out of his space.
How many fight the Murloc?
Yeah, he's going to say, are we a Murloc here? Okay. As this thing kind of comes in, it kind of rears up over you and trying to crash down on top of you, trying to kind of overwhelm you with water. You kind of push your way out and kind of move away from it. And you watch as the elemental sort of crashes onto land and then reforms almost immediately. Well, that was a pretty... There you go. Shitty thing for it to do. Okay.
It just asked me for a saving throw again.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Did it? Okay. Roll your save with advantage. There you go. I've just undone the damage.
Double twos.
All right. Jet moves to there. Targets again. and dies.
Kills himself.
Oh my god!
Best shot ever.
I clicked the wrong thing on the character sheet.
Amused that Jet seems to have a suicide button, man.
Yeah, he hits. The arrow again strikes true. Not as much damage as you would expect, or perhaps you would expect. To be fair, from the last combat, non-magical weapons don't seem to be hurting this as much as magical sources of damage do. Kilgar.
Okay. I am going to transfer my hex onto this.
Okay.
Should still be running because I think it's got a decent duration on it.
Yes, it has. Yeah. I think now you can pretty much just cast Hex again and it moves it, but I can't.
Let's give it a go.
Just don't expend the spell slot. I like the. Have you seen now? You've got the floating words of what's happened on the icon.
That's pretty cool.
Damage numbers.
Part of version 9, which is pretty good. I might just have to look if I can make them a bit bigger, because obviously you don't see them unless you're looking. Okay, you transfer that over. I think that's your bonus action, yeah?
Yep, certainly is. And I'm going to move. Am I on the move tool? No. Oh, it doesn't seem to be tracking my path at all.
Yeah, that's not available anymore.
That's broken, is it?
That particular module was removed because it was conflicting with something, and I can't get it. I couldn't reinstall it as part of.
Okay.
I need to look to see if there's a replacement.
Okay. And then with a mighty overhand swing, strumming at the guitar strings as I slash at the elemental with my axe, going to try and hit it with a booming blade.
Go for it.
I'm still doing just a regular attack and then tagging the booming blade on afterwards, am I?
Correct, yes.
Okay, I have advantage, I believe. Do I get any other pluses for being embiggened again?
You get plus 1d4, which I think it rolls automatically, although that might be blessed.
Damage.
Oh, plus 1d4 to damage, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I blessed at the moment as well? I've got some
You are.
weird
You
Batman
are,
type logo
yes.
on me.
Yes, you are.
That's because you're
blessed with
Batman. You're blessed with Batman.
You are blessed with Batman.
Marvellous.
Nice, that hits. Roll your damage.
So, normal damage roll. And that's taken into account the +2 for being embiggened. Excellent. And then I'll hit the booming blade button as well.
Yep. There you go, booming blade. Awesome. And
Cool.
it does work. I was testing it earlier. So if he moves away from you now or towards you, it will work.
Brilliant. Cool. Right, that's me done.
All right.
Did he get
No.
his necrotic damage?
I was about to say, yeah, I don't see any hex on there.
Oh, yeah, the hex should have. The hex did not.
Ooh, no hex.
How much damage did the hex have done then?
1d6.
There you go. Have another 3.
Cool. Okay.
All right, that's me done.
All right.
Okay, let's have another go at it then.
Go for it.
All right, let's see if this button actually does anything. All right, just okay. I've got no. Yeah, I'll have to just use the -5 again. All right.
When we take break, I'll try and get the macro working for you. When we take break, I'll try and get the macro working for you. Well, that will hit. Roll your damage. Nice. Remember to add 10 to your damage.
Don't have to put the plus, do I? On a plus.
No, just put
No.
10.
Wow.
Beautiful. Okay. As you swing at this thing, your maul connects and you see water kind of dispersed by the impact and it kind of runs out into the pool. spraying people around you. Anything else?
No, Rage will just let out a massive roar. Try and
Okay.
get its attention.
Medistra?
Yeah. I'm a bit uncomfortable about where I am at the moment, so I'm going to move back a little bit, just into those little woods there, just a little bit.
Okay.
And again, I'm going to point a finger in the air and then point a finger at this monstrosity there, and I'm going to do my Eldritch Blast again.
Cool.
And blow my own foot off.
Almost.
Yeah, I kind of get distracted by the routes that I'm walking through, and I just stumble a little bit and fire randomly in the air.
No worries.
And there we go.
L'Oreala.
Taking advantage of Rage's tremendous assault on this thing, I'm going to try and sneak in behind it and hit it with a shocking grasp.
Ooh.
Should be at advantage.
It will be at advantage, and you roll a net 20. Nice. Roll your damage.
Looks like a critical hit.
There you go.
12 lightning damage.
Awesome.
12 lightning damage. The lightning. Oh, no, it's not. Not a lot of things have damage vulnerabilities anymore in this game. Yeah, your lightning kind of rushes through the thing, and you watch as it kind of jolts the elemental. It kind of sort of its head moves around the pillar of a column of water to stare down at you. Are you moving away with an AOO?
I'm moving away with it shaking and jerking with electricity running through it. It can't take reactions till the start of its turn.
Yep.
Oh, perfect. I've never seen that before. Perfect.
That's why I love that spell.
What was that?
Very underutilized.
Yep.
As I run around in a position, and I'm
really, really good spell when it's built into a glove, and you've got a prisoner tied up with his feet in water.
Yes. Absolutely.
That's not the way I took it at all. I'm staring out into the pool and looking for Kurgan and shouting for Kurgan. Can I see him at all? Did I see him disappear down?
You saw him go underwater, but the water is dark and murky and muddy. You can't see anything, and you can't even see bubbles coming from his mouth because he seems to be he's just not visible.
Okay. I can't end my turn because there's no end turn button, by the way. So.
Is it not? Kurgan, you're up.
Sorry, okay. Kurgan's turn, that's fine.
Yeah, I moved him. No, it's Kurgan, you're
Do
up.
I have a sense of how far down I would have gone?
Yeah, you've gone you've kind of gone down 10 feet. You think about 10 or so feet.
I don't see why it should be me that sacrifices myself for you fuckers.
It should be Ember, shouldn't it?
It really should.
Why? You just decided to jump in the water. I'm not doing that after I got frozen.
Yeah, it's a shame we haven't got anybody who can breathe underwater and who's resistant to lots of useful stuff. That would be really useful at the moment.
And who weighs a lot.
Right.
So he's naturally not buoyant.
And is currently ignoring me.
Deliberately, I think.
All right, sod this. I'm not going to be the sacrificial sorcerer. I'm going to cast Misty Step and come out.
Okay, cast Misty Step and come out.
Cast Misty Step. Blink.
Whoa.
So I think you can
Interesting.
move. I think you can choose the square and. Oh, that was awesome! I've never seen that used before. That was freaking brilliant.
How cool was that?
That was brilliant.
Okay, and I'm just gonna bellow in L'Oreala's ear. It's cold. It's dark. It goes down, and I don't want to go any further. So push Ember down.
No. Maybe with a rope.
Doesn't he? Can't he? I thought he couldn't cast spells down there because he can't talk.
No, it just uses up some air,
Just uses up all of his air, basically.
which is why I was saving Misty Step for a last adventure.
Yes.
Right, okay.
That was my last level 3.
He had the real
Kurgan,
speech
give me a
bubbles.
strength roll. Just a strength roll, not a saving throw, just a strength roll,
Hang on.
please.
It's not going to be an advantage, is it?
No.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. As you're gesturing at L'Oreala about it being cold, you're waving a skeletal hand.
What?
And you remember now, as you were pulled down, you were grabbing at the side, and your hand grabbed onto something, and then you misty stepped out, and you brought it with you. It appears to be the hand of a skeletal hand with.
Oh, okay. So his hand hasn't
I just
No,
thought
no.
you meant. I just thought you meant his hand had all flesh taken off it.
No, I'm just looking. No, the
I
weed
understood
remains
you, Zed.
calm. Yeah. So in your hand is a skeletal with a bits of flesh on it, but for the most part, it's almost skeletal.
Can I do anything to investigate on this turn, or
I'll give you an investigation roll. Go on.
okay?
9 it.
And I'm just going to wave it in front of L'Oreala's face like that, and as if the hand's waving at her.
It's more slender than a human's hand. It's definitely not orcish or half orcish. It's a lot more slender.
I've got no idea what this is, L'Oreala. Looks. I don't know, elvish, thinnish.
I would say it does look. Its composition and its shape looks more akin to Jet's hands than anybody else in the party.
And Jet is a
wood elf. Or an elf, effectively.
He's
I was about to say that was very, very specific.
No, Jet is an elf. You would know him as an elf. You wouldn't necessarily know he's a wood elf because he probably wouldn't tell you he's a wood elf.
He looks like a wood elf.
He does. Like a wood elf. He smells like a wood elf. He tastes like a wood elf. Especially if you're a Fomorian.
What elf is L'Oreala then?
She's not.
She's a not elf.
I thought she was an elf.
Oh, she is. She's half elf.
I look vaguely elven in heritage, yeah.
Because I saw the pointy ears and I was like, elf.
Okay, no other, nothing remarkable about it. No jewellery or no identifiable things.
No ring on it.
There is a finger missing at the knuckle, sort of there. There to there, yeah, and it is a ring finger.
I still no fucking use, Zed. You're not.
It's not. But no, I know.
Go on, Sorrento. You know Zed better than everybody else, right? You've played more than him. What's going on in his weird fucking mind?
He wants us to find somebody with one arm.
I've tried to stay well clear of Zed's mind for a long, long time.
Ember, you're up, top of the round, round 3. Those of you who are embiggened, you have 2 rounds of embiggened left.
Okay.
Dive down.
What?
Dive down. It's fine down there. The water's warm.
I'm going to draw my bow and point it at Kurgan.
You can't see me. I'm behind
A very large Kelgar and a small diminutive L'Oreala.
Right, I'm gonna. I can move through. I don't want to go there. I'm gonna move here, and then I'll stab the big water thing.
Stab the big water thing. Go for it. Stabby, stabby, stab. Oh, you'll miss. The big
You
water
have advantage.
You
I
do
do?
have advantage.
Oh yes, I do. Much better. Okay. Oh right, I use most of my turn to move through Kurgan's feet to here.
Yep.
And I will. Oh no, I can't do that because that would be a bonus action. I can't. You can't investigate with bonus action, can you? No. So I end my turn, and I can't stealth because I'm not in escape. That's me done.
Okay, the water elemental. Just realised sound's not working tonight.
It is for me.
I can hear the combat music.
Music's just started.
Yeah, just started for me.
Okay.
Can't hear it, but it might be my sound settings.
Bear with me a second, I'm just fixing it. All these little things that happen when you build it from scratch again.
Oh yeah, no, it is working. Set crank turned down.
There it is,
I
yeah,
remember
got
it
it.
saying volatile percentage to any reaction though before.
Yeah. All right, the water elemental. He's got 2 embiggened targets to go for. So he will target both. He'll start on rage, and a fist kind of flies out the side of it as it tries to punch rage. And misses. It then follows up with a second fist that comes out the side, the opposite side, trying to slam into Kurgan. Keldar.
Oh, that's all.
It's all the
Still
same
doing
to
this,
me.
are we?
And it hits for 17 damage.
I am going to attempt to use some cutting words on it in order to
Okay.
divert its attention while it attacks.
As a
17
reaction.
damage. Wow.
Yeah, these things hurt. Just, yeah.
You didn't hurt me that much.
No, because I rolled crap.
Yay for me.
Okay, so I effectively get to roll my Bardic Inspiration dice and have it minus that from the roll, which
Correct, yeah.
may or may not have been really, really high, but we'll just see.
That's interesting. You can do it on the damage roll, actually.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to roll terrible on that, so -2 from that. Does it still beat my 19
So,
AC?
it would equal your AC, so that would be still a hit.
Bum hats. Okay.
Okay, cool. I need to right. Okay, I'm just making some notes of things that we need to fix here. Great weapon mastery, and reactions. Because there's an option somewhere that you can take that will go through and give you a list of all your reactions if you're hit. So that would be useful to have. Okay, Jet darts forwards, taking advantage of the fight, and pulls out his longsword and stabs at the creature with his magical wind fury.
Ah, yes.
He hits for 9 points of damage as the longsword kind of slices through, and a trail of water kind of sprays off as the blade seems to cut through the churning water of the elemental. Really simple. He is then going to... he's used his action surge, so he can't. Okay, Keldar.
Okay. I'm just going to hit Bardic Inspiration in order to use up the last charge of that.
Okay.
As it didn't do it when I hit cutting words.
No worries.
Okay. And once more, I am going to attempt to strike it with another booming blade.
Okay.
Not the best rolls, but 15 on AC.
That should hit. Yeah, that will hit it. You hadn't targeted it according to that.
Yeah, I still haven't targeted it.
So how much damage in total?
That's not giving me the option to roll now.
You just target it and re-attack it with advantage. Hopefully, you'll hit.
Okay.
Yeah, target it, re-attack with advantage, and you might get critical if you were really lucky. That hits, roll your damage. Max damage, 10 points of damage. Nice. Okay, your axe slides into it, but you feel that resistance, and once you're doing some damage to it, it's not as much as you was expecting.
Worth noting, all my damage is force because of Booming Blade, I think. Or is it?
Don't think so.
No, it's just a standard.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it's just the Booming Blade damage, which is no.
Thunder.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
And hex damage.
Oh yeah, D6.
D6.
No idea why hex isn't working. I need to fix it. I do know why it's not working.
Sometimes.
It's not working because in version 9 they've changed a load of the way mechanics work at the platform level, so I need to reapply a new version of hex. Okay, cool. 1 damage.
Is this thing still under the effects of L'Oreal's shocking grasp? Or?
No.
That's right. Okay, I shall stay here and
enter.
Yeah.
And that puts Rage up.
Swing at it again. Yeah, swing at it again.
$15 will hit. Roll your damage.
I forgot to put the +10. Sorry. I'll add the 10 onto this instead.
Okay.
Actually, I won't. If you can add that on, because this is a different damage type, isn't it? So that's an extra 4.
You kill it.
Plus,
Again, as you bring your maul into it, the force of the maul just compresses the entire elemental, and you watch as this thing just disperses across the entire pool. Behind you, you hear a blubble and a burp, a belch, and water rises up out of the middle.
Can I
and
step?
with it, with it, a skeletal body covered in tattered rags. And yes, sorry, what do you want to do?
No, I was going to step into the centre. Because I'm sort of like, how tall am I? Sort of like 10 feet tall, something like that.
Yeah, step into the centre, that's not a problem.
Just to see what's down there.
Okay.
I missed something there, folks. I was reading my the player's book. What was the skeleton thing?
So skeletons kind of come bubbling to the top.
Correct. Yeah.
As Ray just stepped in there. You want to chuck that skeleton over to us?
Yeah, I'll reach in, chuck it behind me,
Okay.
like over to where the group are, and then just see what is in the centre anyway.
Okay. Even where you are, so your back leg here is, you're probably up to your top of your chest in terms of the depth here. But you go to step forwards, and there's nothing.
Now that the skeleton has bubbled to the top and been lobbed over to us, is the water still kind of bubbling up and pulsating in the way it was before?
It seems to have slowed somewhat, and I would say the pulse is now every 18 seconds. So what would be the equivalent of 3 rounds? At this point, and Rage, you can put yourself where you want to. Your size reverts back to normal.
I'll make my way out of there
Mine as well.
Because now, and I'll sort yours out as well, Kelgar. So as it reverts back to normal. Oh yeah, I forgot you you were enlarged, weren't you? So actually now the water is about your neck level. Beforehand, it was probably lower chest. Sorry, lower stomach, kind of waist kind of height.
Seeing the large wound on Kelgar, I'm going to move up and look to cast a spell on him. Is anybody else injured, by the way, looking around the group?
Yeah, I'm going to cast a spell on him as well.
Cast a
No.
spell.
I was moving over to do that, but I just see everybody gather round. I'm going to save myself.
Okay, I smack my axe haft into his chest and cast Cure Wounds on him.
I'm a third damaged.
There you go.
Ow. Surprisingly, actually, feels better now. Thanks. No, still half dead.
How grievously wounded is Kelgar looking? And as I said, is anybody else wounded?
I am, but only third, so not that bad.
Then I will lay a hand on both Amber and Kelgar, and then cast a level 1 Cure Wounds Twinned.
Ooh.
Nice.
I don't know whether I can just do that or not.
You should be able to just target both of them and just.
That's what I'm going to try and do. Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Lovely.
Did it work?
It certainly worked in terms of healing them. It only used one spell slot, yes, but where do I find my sorcery points?
Why did
attributes? Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Wait, what?
So I spent a sorcery point and cast it on both of you at the same time.
Okay.
Only one for twins.
Yep. Well, it's I thought, isn't it one per spell level or something? Let's check beyond. It might be 2 points.
Ah, feel much better. Thanks.
Me too.
Yeah, spend a sorcery points equal to the spell's level to target 2 separate
Okay.
creatures. So 1 point.
Nice.
How's the pool looking? Is that still pulsating?
Still pulsating, but there doesn't appear to be any anything else coming out at the moment.
Okay, let's have a look at this skeleton then.
Well, why don't we tie a rope around Rage and chuck him down the hole?
That was going to be my suggestion.
We could do both at the same time. Yeah.
I don't need to breathe. I'm actually getting in my backpack and getting a rope out.
Okay, so let's tie it to a tree.
Do we need
Yeah.
2 ropes tied together?
I went down 10 foot and it was still deep.
Yeah. So if it's 30 foot back to the shore roughly, then at least 20 foot down, then we need another rope, don't we, to be able to go further then?
I'll thrust another rope forward. I'm not really happy what we're doing, but it needs to be done. But yeah.
While they're doing this, I'm going to investigate this elven skeleton.
Okay.
I presume it's an elven skeleton.
It is an elven skeleton, correct. The clothing is reminiscent of a traditional elven mage as well. And cause of death appears to be the blue shafted arrow that is through the rib cage.
Blue shafted arrow. What's the arrow made
blue,
of?
blue feathered
Fletched.
arrow.
Okay,
Fletched
yeah.
arrow, yeah. The fletchings are badly damaged, but you can make out blue what fletchings are left. The arrow's about this kind of size, quite a wicked, crude arrow head, poorly forged, but very sharp and rigid. Give me an insight check, please.
Who?
Anybody, as you're looking over this corpse.
Oh, I was nearly a 20.
So lucky.
I think we need to get Rage down the hole.
Kurgan. the arrow is very obvious to you, and you've seen similar arrow designs used by goblins.
It's bloody goblins again.
Yeah, but why would that arrow be making this elemental?
I don't know.
It's not, but perhaps this mage cast some form of spell just before he died.
Oh.
Or had an item on him that is obviously out of control now.
And these are pulsing every 18 seconds, so I reckon, mechanically speaking, we've got 3 rounds of things to chuck Rage down there and see what we can find before Zed gets another warning.
Right, let's pick Rage up.
Pick Rage up and chuck him in. Now, go. With rope, attached to a tree.
Okay.
Like over here or some... there.
Over there, yeah.
Exactly right.
All right. Put yourself in the hole then, Rage.
So actually, right next to the thing.
I'll be
Give me an extra 5.
checking the Elven courts for if they have any other items or anything.
Has
of
anybody
interest.
got a light spell, by the way?
Oh,
I think I do. 1 sec.
If you could cast it on my chest armor.
I do indeed, in which case I will go across, rest my hand on his chest and say this is a brave thing you're doing. And
Or actually,
cast
on
light.
the palm of my hand.
Oh, so you can close it.
Cast it there.
Yep.
So I can close it.
Yep. Again, in which case I'll grasp your hand and say it's a brave thing you're doing. And I'll cast light on his hand, palm of his hand.
Okay. Let's have a look. All right. So you've got light. Okay. All right. We're going to take a break for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Of course you are.
So we'll be back at about quarter to. Yeah. All right. I thought that was a perfect place to take a break.
I mean, yeah, kind of.
I will see you in a few minutes.
You don't need to worry about your cams. I've taken all your cams off screen.
We all got about 10 apiece, didn't we?
20, I think.
Was it-
'cause, it was a stupid. It might be. I'm sure it was 20 because
It was enough for our dice pools.
Because
Okay.
because I asked Chessex how much it would cost, and it was about 80 quid to have. There was 8 of us or 7 of us to have like 140, 150 of these dice made with oh for fuck's sake on the number 1, and I got as I said I got enough for everybody to have 20 as part of their Shadowrun dice pool. It's brilliant.
Good times.
One day we shall return to the shadows. All right, is everybody back? Who isn't back?
I'm not back. No.
L'Oreala, you back?
I've been back for a while.
There we go. We're all back then. Okay, so rage. You disappear down into this hole, or this mass of water. So how many? So if you tied 2 lengths of rope together, right? So you've got effectively 100 foot of rope. Okay.
Yeah, I'm holding on to it. Obviously, that's why I moved up to where. So he tied it onto that tree there, which is why I've moved up next to it.
Okay.
So you can cut the rope.
You go down 20 feet below the ground level of the swamp, and you can now start to feel this sort of compressing, this pull and push of the water, pretty much like a heart, basically, as it pulls in everything and then pumps it out. The first sort of 10-15 feet going down for your strength is not a problem, but as you get further down, how far down do you want to go?
As far as the rope will take me. I'll be looking around to see whether there's anything. I'm assuming it's just water below me. There's no sort of like, it's not like a tunnel that I'm going into or anything like that.
So that's the interesting thing. So after about,
you said it dropped off where I am, didn't you?
Yeah, literally just drops off, and you get down to the drop off where the level of the swamp would be, and then another 20 feet down, and the sides of the sides are just starting to blur.
Okay, so he's 30 feet away. I'm going to cast.
And the water is getting heavier.
I'm going to cast a message. Send him a message and say, "Let me know if you find anything, or pull twice on the rope to if you want us to pull you back."
So
below,
I could just reply to that kind of. So it's just like the water's getting thicker. It feels.
And below
sluggish.
you, the water seems to be. You can't see through it. It's almost like an opaque layer of water that is sort of almost like a whirlpool, spinning and rotating and turning in on itself. And then every so often you can see this kind of whirlpool just seem to pulse upwards, and and you feel the water come out, and then it seems to pull in for a second and then start to kind of spin and rotate and kind of mass around it. It's about 5 feet below you.
Remind me how that message works. Is that just one send, I assume?
It's one send,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, one send, one return. But you got the message that it tugged twice for us to pull you back.
Yep. Is there anything? So there's no outline to this whirlpool.
No. It seems to melt into the what should be the size of the hole that you're swimming down. But even that's now kind of vague.
I will. Just let me see if there's anything obvious in me. I'm not going to miss that. Okay. No, I think the only thing I've got on me that I can think is one of my hand axes. I'll pull out one of my hand axes and just drop it.
Okay.
Towards the hole to see what happens. Or the the swirling vortex that you described.
It goes into the swirling vortex, but the opaqueness of the swirling vortex means you lose sight of it.
Even with the light cast on his hand.
Yeah, the light isn't penetrating the vortex.
Okay.
As it goes into it, does it get damaged as it goes into it?
Doesn't
that I can see, or does it just disappear?
Just seems to disappear.
And cast a message again. What are you seeing? Anything we can do?
Seems to be a vortex of some kind. Maybe like when that imp appeared, that came through. It came through water, didn't it? Was it water?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Maybe it was a portal. I don't know.
Now you've said that, that's exactly what it looks like.
I wanted to get it somehow, but I just think of somehow I can remember it.
That's exactly. Now you're saying this to Kurgan and kind of going through your. That's exactly what it looks like. You're looking like the same kind of effect of the water that you remember from that pool.
So I've dropped my hand axe through, and nothing seemed to happen. It just disappeared through it. So, do you want me to go through?
Another message. Do you want us? Well, I'll tell everybody else quickly. There's a portal down there. Should we send him through, or do we dive down after him and go through as a group? And we can leave the rope here.
Do we know what's on the other side? There might not even be air.
Let me go through first before you all dive. No, you
Right,
can't
no.
replace
Before you all die.
In that case, another quick message. Can you just stick your head through? Hold on to it.
I'd rather not just stick my head through.
Let's rage.
What about a foot? What about a hand?
Well, you'd want me to see, so just bear with me, and I don't know how many words I can do. I'm going through, and I'll pop through.
Mr. Sorentar, just jump into the D&D online chat group, please.
Fuck.
That's not private, is it? We're all there.
Yeah, you want me to jump somewhere else?
Yeah, no, two down.
No, it's fine.
The MMO one.
While
So-
we're away,
Does the rope go limp?
I just
Right.
picked him up and dropped him in there.
So we tie off the rope and just leg it, right?
No, what we do is while Ember is still holding it, we chop it off so she gets dragged in.
I'm not holding it. I'm not holding it.
just all let go.
What we should do is repaint all the fauna and say, "You've been gone 20 years." Get some
I've got minor
makeup for the
illusion.
old.
I
Yeah.
have
Sky-
minor illusion.
Put a bit of grey in the hair and
Yes. If only you were here, we wouldn't have all died. Ooh.
We're not very good at solving mysteries in this group, are we? We're like the opposite of the fucking Scooby-Doo gang.
yeah, we're not suicidal.
With a Scooby-Doo gang made up of Shaggies and Scoobies.
Well, you say that, but I think on at least two occasions we've had the, I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling adventurers.
Very true.
Also, said describe something, and I was like, that was not useful at all.
It sounded exactly like a Paul to me, to be fair. I was sat here going, this is going somewhere horrible.
I reckon Jelana's down there.
It sounds to me like there was some kind of a fight or a mage was killed and there was an item or an artifact, as somebody said earlier, that has dropped that's caused this, right? But I don't know. So they're protecting something, right? The elementals. We just don't know what or who, right? Because it could be an artifact. A what?
Exactly. Yeah, something like that. Maybe we need to rescue someone from there, or
they're taking a suspiciously long amount of time.
Have we seen blue fletched arrows anywhere? I don't think we have we?
Oh,
the orcs.
Those goblins. By the that big effigy of a tower thingy. What's it?
Yeah, I don't remember them having blue fletched arrows.
Gibbering Mouther thing. I don't recall
they had
it from there.
blue feathers in their head, didn't they? Or
Did they?
Feathers on their body or something.
Equally, I don't remember any mention of blue feathers at all, but that's just me.
I do, but I can't remember where really.
It wasn't a cave, was it?
Wait, wasn't there a? Oh, you know that
farmer.
The
kids they'd got some weird creatures nearby, didn't they?
Yeah, the kids with the farmer with the sheep, wasn't it? He had some cave thingy. What's it?
Sorry, Mehdi, I think I've messed your cameras up doing that.
No, I'll wait till you come on cam again. It should hopefully auto-arrange again.
All right.
So we were just discussing that Dart seems to remember seeing blue feathers on goblins or something somewhere previously, and we're trying to figure out if there's a link.
Oh no, didn't they? No, wait. The kids said that there were blue creatures or something or other.
There were blue-faced creatures.
Yeah.
Okay.
What have you done?
As
Torrentar, where is
as he goes, you get the message. He's going down the portal. The rope floats to the top of the water.
Bastard.
And nothing else happens.
L'Oreal slaps hands and just walks away.
How long are you going to wait?
I'm going to send a message instantly when I notice the rope go slack.
No response. You get no sense that rage is within range of your spell.
Number is unavailable.
Hang on. Oh, it's only 30 feet, bollocks. I've got my dad in the thoughts, but
we can't leave him down there.
We can't.
Maybe he can get back himself.
All right, so
Gods, I knew this was a bad idea.
Well, we don't know it's a bad idea. He may have found the right place to go. Right, there's a portal down there. He's gone through the portal.
Might be dead.
He might not be dead, but at least he can breathe. For fuck's sake, Kelg, you're not helping.
Doesn't have to breathe.
Just playing appropriate music.
Well, listen, we're not going to leave him down there, right?
No, let's go.
We can't. So what I want to do is, Zed, what I would like to do is I'd like to basically belt it down in there as fast as I can possibly go. So I will be swimming with the pull of it, but I want to secure the rope down near the portal when I get there. So when we get back through the portal, we can put ourselves out. Does that make sense?
Are we tying something heavyish
like
to the
a
rope?
spike or something like that?
Yeah, or we could kill Ember and hold her down there, or whatever's heavy. And
do halflings sink or float?
No, but
I've got to find out.
Zed, I have a dagger in my inventory, so what I want to do is I want to tie the rope around the dagger and I want to really force it into the rock or earth near the entrance to the portal. So if we come back out of the portal, then at least the other end of the rope will be there for us to work with.
Sure.
And then I'm just following down and I'm heading head first through the portal.
Okay.
Our size stops playing and dives in after as well.
Okay.
Oh, don't look like that, Zed. Don't do that.
Wait, what's going on?
He's rubbing his hands together.
No, I'm trying to figure out how to. Okay, so
Not
you're going
kill
down. You're going down into the port. Okay, you're going down through the thing. Okay, so you jump down, and you grab the rope and you just stake it into the. Well, actually, about 5 feet above where you can make out this roiling. There is no bank. The bank's not there. Give me an Arcana check, please. Both Kurgan and Kelgar, because both of you have gone down, haven't you?
Yes. Where the fuck's Arcana? I can remember there. I'm proficient. Does that give me advantage or anything helpful?
No, proficient just means I'm letting you roll.
Bastard. Oh, fuck it.
No. Okay,
Hang
Magistro.
on. Can you use inspiration on that one?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Oh, so close. Nearly a 15.
Okay. Magistro, have you gone down as well?
Yes, I have indeed. I can't leave them down there.
Okay. Kelgar, can you give me an Arcana roll as well?
I gave you a terrible one before, Kogan.
Okay, got it. Yes, you did a 6. All right. The whole
If Magistro goes, I'm following.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going down as well.
EPK,
All right.
Jet hasn't gone down.
Jet.
He's in front back next week.
Shall we just leave Jet here and just when he comes in next week, you lot don't turn up, and I'll just say it's just you versus
Just
the
you and your
Jet.
own. Oh, and another elemental's pops.
Okay.
You need
Jet.
Arcana checks, or
Yeah, please. Everybody
I'll do
gives
that.
me Arcana checks.
Oh, that was a
could
20.
I have staked it in, Zed? Could I have staked the rope in as close as possible without, crossing that point?
That's the thing that surprises you is you go down and you can eventually kind of make out this what Rage was talking about, this kind of roiling water that just seems odd for the hole that you're in. And as you kind of put your hand in to try and to kind of feel for the bank, to state that there's no bank, and it's just a blur, and you get this sense of almost infinite distance spreading out to all around you as you get within sort of 5 feet of this roiling thing. You swing yourself back up maybe 10 more feet, you find a bank, and so you hammer this, you stake the rope in with your dagger, and at that point the rest of the group come hurtling down around you. So what is oh, you fucker.
Hmm?
That is okay. All right. That's awesome. Okay, so fuck, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but we'll figure it out in a minute. All right, the rest of you go hurtling down, and as you kind of finish doing this, the whole of the party come jumping down around you, and you can see this circular mass of water beneath you. L'Oreala, you don't need to have detect magic or anything running. You just get this almost overwhelming sense of conjuration magic, of travel.
this is a portal between planes, potentially, something like that.
That is what you've suddenly realized. Yes.
I know this could be very dangerous. Like very, very dangerous.
What could go wrong with going to another plane right now?
If it's the elemental plane of water, it's going to be really bad.
Yeah.
Right.
So I've got 3 minutes to live there.
Okay.
Well, I can communicate this to the rest of them.
Well, you can, but it's going to eat your air up if you try and cast a spell that has a verbal thing. You're just going to... So you're either going to have to point back upwards and get everybody to swim up, or you're just going to have to try and communicate with gestures.
I mean, we're not going to leave Sorrento. Well, I don't want to leave Sorrento down there, do we?
Modestus just nailed it.
Unless he's specifically looking for a way out of the campaign right now and he hasn't told us.
I do not believe I can fully articulate, nor do I believe my companions would understand necessarily what I was trying to articulate.
No, I don't think either.
I go through the portal.
We don't leave a friend behind.
Okay. Right,
No, we
you
don't
watch
leave
as Kurgan just pushes himself off and goes through the portal.
Yep.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
Wide-eyed, I'm going to follow Medistra and Kurgan.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm all.
Yeah, I'm going through.
I'm going to follow them
Yeah,
because
right
I've got nothing
All
else
right.
to do.
All of you
Re-roll new characters.
go through the portal. As you come out the other side, you're in this very bright blue environment. Looking around, there is no sign of any rock, of any light from any obvious light source. Kind of, you try and look up, but you don't know if you're looking up or down or left or right because you've just got no sense of direction. Behind you,
breathing or not?
No. You're still holding your breath. You are absolutely in the plane, the elemental plane of water. About 10, 15 feet there in front of you, you can see Rage rushing back towards you. 1 second, I've got somebody knocking at the door.
It's Rage.
Right.
It's convenient timing.
Is the elemental wanted his
I don't know. Maybe we should just try and. Have we got any way of collapsing this fucking tunnel from the other side, or?
Can we quickly hollow out Rage and get inside it because he can breathe fine?
Use them as some kind of upturned canoe.
That's right.
I've just converted sorcery points, so I've got a misty step back again.
You have to be able to see
Yes.
where you're going.
Oh, it's blue. Didn't say it was black.
I've got a spell called Spare the Dying. I hope that means us.
This is a stupid idea.
Well, yeah.
Don't worry. The water isn't the bad thing.
No, I'm sure it
No,
isn't. You're heading back
looking
towards
beyond-
probably waving your hands.
Yeah, exactly. Sorentar, you see the rest of the party come through the portal.
I will continue as I see them. I'll continue to gesture for them to go back
Oh,
and swim
And
as
you
quickly as I can.
see this, you notice there are large shapes converging in the distance,
I'm
heading
going back
in
through
your
the portal.
direction.
Yeah, I start swimming back.
I'm staying back through the portal.
Likewise.
I'm staying here.
Is Sorentar coming with us?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, let's go back.
It's amazing how fast you see my tail swooshing from side to side.
Okay.
You like to use it as a propeller.
That's right.
I hold on to Medi.
This is going to be interesting. I don't quite know how to do this. All right. Okay. As you swim back through the portal, you barrel yourself up through the portal and kind of swim up out of this kind of hole, and you reach the surface. As you do so, put yourself back. Put yourself back.
Oh, I am.
Put yourself back. Not there.
I don't know where I am.
Back over here. Back over here.
Oh, come on.
Where am I?
I
I
was
can't
there.
see myself.
We're going to do a bit of theatre of the mind here because I don't know that I can do this quick enough. As you actually, I probably can.
Why did I cast a level 1 spell?
There's going to be a massive monster coming out now.
So I just had wild magic kick in, and I've turned into a hairy git, and I've got no idea why.
Why are there lots of goblins
There's an
appearing?
alarming quantity of goblins up here.
Yeah. Hold on, we haven't finished yet. This is just, like I said, this is proving to be a bit interesting. Okay, ignore the fact that I've just put a necromancer on the table. It's not quite a necromancer. Okay, as you surface, as you come swimming out of the portal, first of all, it feels different. There's no sense of pulsating, of pulsing. It feels very calm, very steady. and contained. And as you pop up out of the water, you're surprised to see, as your head's all crest out, there are 5 goblins and a fairly large goblin, all with blue faces, pointing bows at a wizard who is in the middle of casting a spell.
Does the wizard look like an elf?
The wizard is an elf.
Are the arrows fletched with blue?
The arrows do appear to be fletched with blue.
Okay, can we attack these goblins before they kill this wizard?
Is this
So,
wizard
the
the
wizard saved the
necromancer?
world.
Okay. All right. Let me just get them all on the board.
Hang on, I can speak goblin. I can ask what the hell they're doing.
They're killing that wizard.
Okay, so you may roll for initiative if you wish.
Oh, joy.
Why
That's
is
a
it we
terrible
kill
result.
everything we meet?
3 again? Really?
We never talk to anything.
Well, I think we just somehow travelled through the trousers of time and ended up before the wizard got killed. And since the wizard getting killed causes this problem,
Oh, that! I was
Right.
like, I thought. Oh, okay. I didn't realise we were time traveling.
The
Well,
trousers of time.
well, I could be entirely off the mark here, and we could just be killing
No, it's something like that.
a different dimensions wizards goblins.
The problem is the implications of this are huge, and it is going to take me until next week to figure out what the fuck we've just
The
done.
space-time continuum will sort itself out, just
Wait,
like it did in Back to the Future.
Is this some kind of plot twist thing where,
Either that, or we'll hear a strange Spock noise and the universe will end.
Jet,
Yeah, I mean-
it's your father.
Ultimately, everything worked out for Marty McFly in Back to the Future, so I can't see why it would be any different for us.
Apart from he kind of nearly got raped by his mother.
Or, with a bit of luck, we'll fuck over the other party that's adventuring through this world somehow.
Yes.
Wait,
We'll hide in the bushes till I get here.
Or are we the baddies? Has anyone checked our hats for skulls?
Definitely a
I have no idea what's going to happen now, but we'll figure this out as we go along. This is going to be very interesting.
We're going to follow
I'm
Jelena
so
when she leaves the
confused.
village, so we know where she's going.
What was that?
Huh?
No, nothing.
questions. How
that's-
old were those bones?
That's exactly what's just gone through my mind, Mehdi, is now you can undo all the mystery that you've been worried about for the last 2
That's
weeks. Okay, so
all the wizards disappearing and being taken and stuff. And
So- as you pop up, you're in time to see a goblin sort of step to the side, target the wizard, and loose an arrow. The arrow hits and kind of slams into the wizard, who kind of staggers back, and he's kind of holding his hand up and trying to kind of prepare himself to cast a spell. You've gone through combat, right? Rage. What do you want to do? As you kind of crest the water and you kind of taking all this in.
Where am I? I will move towards the goblins and rage.
Okay, go
Yeah,
for
like
it.
Or rage and move
Cats
towards the
making
goblins.
noise.
Go for it.
So that was me. No longer
You're
raging.
no longer raging.
That's me
Rage.
raging. Could you move me towards the goblins, please? Because I can't actually see my token. Ah, there we go.
There you are. I'll just put you there for a second. Right,
So
I'll
there?
spread you all out so you can. There you go. You can
there
see.
I am.
each other.
Is that one with the red outline bigger than the others, or different?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
He's getting spanked then, hopefully.
Okay. And as you come running out, he kind of looks at you with a little bit of surprise, almost like, "Where the hell did you come from?"
Supplies, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Did we fix? No, that was for next week, wasn't it? Right. So I'm gonna use
Fix?
Great Weapon Master.
He knows the story already.
And
Okay.
that's
Yeah, sorry, you missed.
me-
Yeah, sorry,
that's
I
me
was
done.
waiting for the attack. I was just looking at what was going on. Yeah, you miss. Yeah.
What's the minus
This
point
goblin, Great Weapon Master, and this goblin targets you actually, Rage, and shoots a bow at you, but misses. He then moves backwards. The swamp is a lot drier and a lot more. This is actual physically exposed mudland, and the pool that you're in is no longer joined to the rest of the swamp. And the mud is slightly hard on the surface, although Rage, when you walk on it, you'll sink through because you're quite a heavy person. But you know, it's definitely it's the same swamp, but it's not how you left it when you went into the hole. The goblin boss leaps at you with a scimitar, striking twice. The first one you kind of deflect with your maul. The second one comes in, and again you parry the second blow as well. The goblin snarls and moves around you to give his allies advantage. The pessimistic goblin who's attacking you, he's just going to shoot his a bow straight at the wizard again. The bowstrings, the bow kind of, you kind of nudge him with your warhammer, and the arrow flies off into the trees. L'Oreala.
So we're at the surface of the water, yes?
Mm-hmm.
The wizard's been hit by an arrow.
Yep.
Okay, I will move up, placing myself between the goblins and the wizard.
Okay.
And I will cast. I kind of start to produce that kind of cat's cradle type energy that you've probably seen before, but this time it's a lot more complicated, and I fling it forward, casting web.
Ooh. Nice. Look at that.
Very nice. I don't know whether it works or what. Or god damn it! Seriously. Oh well, you'll get yourself out later, I'm sure.
Bear in mind, it's when you start your turn, not at this point. So I think just the way the VTT works, it forces a save at cast, but that's not quite when it happens. So.
And that's probably the end of my turn, I think.
Okay. The wizard. Going to put him on how much hit points he's actually got left. Ignore the fact that he's blooded. He's got a lot less wizard hit points than I think. He kind of cycles backwards and kind of in Elvish he says, thank you. I don't know where these came from. They just ambushed me. And then he points a finger at this one, and he's going to cast.
I look over my shoulder and say, "Stay behind me."
He's going to cast. Well, do you know what? I don't. Crikey. He flings a fireball at them, but misses.
Good.
Ember.
Okay, I'm gonna move over here. So I've got advantage against the goblin boss looking dude. And
Okay.
I'm gonna stab him in the back.
Ooh, he backstabber you. Nice. Roll your damage, including sneak attack.
Wow, nice.
Fuck him up.
And with that, I will take put.
Medistra.
I'm going to I'm going to swim over to this shore here. Now my dilemma is I'm sure I used all my healing. Sorry, just bear with me. Yeah, I'm sure I used all my healing light last time we played. So
I think I reset it because I was messing with your character. So if I reset it, just accept it as reset. That's fine.
Well, it's showing 5 of 5 now. I definitely know I blew through a load.
Okay.
So I'm going to just bear with me. Sorry. I'm going to move over to here. I'm going to place my hands on the elf, and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Which hopefully should have done something. So that should have put 9 hit points on, hopefully. And with that, I'll end my turn. Yes, there we go.
I'm just going to adjust his maximum hit points to that. That's fine. There we go. All right. Jet.
I'm not quite clear. So he's showing us blooded, but he's not, or he is?
Correct. No, he's not blooded.
Okay.
Right, Jet moves to here. Jet's going to move to. Yeah, Jet's going to move to there. Target the goblin. Bow in hand. Shoot him. Placed him. Missed him. What is the guy's armor class? Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, the arrow, the goblin raises a shield and deflects the arrow. Keldar.
Okay. I'm going to guess my hex has expired over the.
Your
time we've
hex
been
is
swimming around,
expired?
or
Absolutely. Unfortunately.
Okay, I shall move up to there and actually one higher than that.
Okay.
And then with a mighty riff on the guitar, I shall let forth a thunderclap.
All right. Go for it. Place your template.
If I can do that, or
What was that?
That was
Thunder
lovely.
wave.
It's a thunderclap.
Two of the goblins immediately collapse. One kind of stands there wringing his head from the thunder wave that rocked over them.
okay, I shall let out a loud yeah, and then end my turn.
The excitable goblin. He is webbed, isn't he? Where's Webb?
Attacks against him at advantage. Attacks they make at disadvantage.
Yeah. So he needs to make a
Dex saving throw.
dex saving throw to avoid being restrained. So, and it's DC 12, I believe.
I think it's 13 actually.
Okay, he hit 17, so he's not restrained, and he'll sidestep to over here, and snarling in Goblin, he'll say, "You're for it, elf lover," and he stabs you, but you manage to avoid it. Kurgan, I'll put you back there for now.
No, I don't want to be there. Definitely moving out of the.
Yeah, no, I didn't want you to lose 5 foot of movement based on where you probably came up.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I'm going to raise the. Actually, no. Let me move back down. I'm going to raise the axe haft above my head, and I am going to cast Scorching Ray. Now, how did this work last time? Did we just have to roll it 3 separate times and not consume slots?
Correct. Yeah. So you consume the first slot and then don't consume the next 2 slots.
Okay, so the first one is going to be going for the boss. Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Painful.
This is gonna hurt.
Oh, we'll see. Yeah, that'll do.
The boss collapses as the fire from the flame. Basically, the fireball ignites the webs that he's enraptured in, and basically just burns up the goblin. And you watch him writhe in pain as he collapses in a heap, and then sizzles and puts himself out dead in the swamp water. You kill the other goblin with your second one. That leaves 1 goblin left, who looks frantically around.
And gets torched as well.
+4, +2, +1.
Yeah, that's fine. 4 is his attribute, 2 is his proficiency, +1 is his wand.
So why didn't we lead with that?
Yeah, why didn't we just do that on the?
Because I rolled a 2 for my initiative or something.
All right, we drop out of combat. I'll give you some XP for that. What the fuck? Why are you getting?
I don't know, but I'm going to walk up to the wizard and say, "What the fuck is going on here?"
He looks at him. Where did you come from? I'm grateful you arrived, but where did you come from?
Okay, so there were bits of body parts that we had. Do we still have them? And are there any bits of rags or bits of
Do you
clothing?
still have that hand that you're holding?
Right. Waving
and
it
this
around.
says, is this your hand you're missing?
No, that's exactly my point. Are there any identifiable bits of clothing on the corpse or the skeleton that we can dangle in front of and say, "Is this you?" Because this is a bit up.
No, there's nothing. You don't have the hand.
Pretty sure we found a dead skeleton in that lake, which looks a lot like you.
And the other thing is the rope that you secured isn't there.
Oh, for fuck's sake, it's a time bubble thing.
We travel between the planes.
What I'd like you all to do, according to my notes, you were level 2 at this time, so I'd like you all to reset your characters back to level 2, please.
Oh, fuck off.
No, I'm not going to do that. That's really cruel. That is really evil.
But do we remember what happened? Because if we do, then we are all
We remember what happened. We haven't lost level then.
You remember everything that's happened. You're just...
How wide does the bubble extend?
So does that mean that all of what we've done in the last 20 sessions has been for naught because we've just gone back in time and now
you don't? I mean, your characters don't know that this has happened at the moment. You're puzzled. So he's looking at you. He's like, and Kurgan, you go to fish around your pouch to try and find this hand, and it's not there. And glancing around, there's no sign of a body or a corpse. You would have left it probably over here somewhere, just on some of the grass. It's not there.
All right.
Looking around as kind of turns to the mage and goes, "You were dead, and
dead.
We were in a place like this. We fought some water elementals. We went in the water. We found a corpse. Looks a bit like an elf, like you. Had some arrows in it, like those goblin arrows. Then we swam down, went through a thing, came out of the thing, and then you were being fought by the goblins, and the stuff which we fought before wasn't here.
So why are you here?
What magic items do you have, you daft old bugger?
Do you have that finger?
What's your name?
My name is Caladel.
Do you do magic portal-y type stuff?
I'm the keeper of the portal.
What portal?
That portal. The one
Why is
that
there a-
you just appeared out of.
Why
Could
is there
that
a-
portal
so-
have caused us to find you on another place?
So, Caladel, you're the keeper of this portal.
Yes.
Where we've just come from, the place is flooded. There's water elementals coming out of it. If you died, would that cause that to happen? Are you maintaining the status quo here?
He nods. Yes. I have this, and he holds up his hand, and the hand that you'd found that was missing the finger from the knuckle, he holds it up, and you can see that there is a ring with a blue gem in it. He says, "Yes, I have this ring."
I reach out to inspect it and cut his finger off. No.
All is well in the world.
I shoot him with a blue fletch arrow
Reset time.
and push
That's how
my
it
legs.
I must return here every 20 days.
Have you ever
and-
seen the film Groundhog Day?
What's a film?
Why do you travel alone for such an important task? Shouldn't you have guards or somebody protecting yourself while this ritual is going on?
Normally, I just teleport here, use the ring, teleport home. It's the first time I've been ambushed on my journey here by anything. I think this was just a chance meeting of these goblins.
No, the goblins are out looking for mages
No,
at the moment, and we don't know why. I think they've come to hunt you because they know you are
Looking
coming
for
here.
mages?
Yes. They've ambushed us. They've tried to take me. Horrible little green bastards.
It's not just goblins, Kurgan. There were bandits as well.
Well, yeah, but goblins.
And
Good
orcs.
bastards and orcs.
Anyway, you're meant to be
Oh,
dead.
orcs are fine.
So
Anyway,
if you're not
Yeah.
dead, how are you not dead?
Well,
I guess we just saved you.
it looks like it, yes.
do
So
you
basically, if
have-
you
What date is it?
died, this portal will be open. So do you come here to seal the portal, to make sure it's shut?
I reapply my controlling magics to ensure that the portal remains under control.
Is there any way of doing that more permanently?
I've tried.
Have you ever?
Try fucking harder.
Have you told
I
anybody
still-
else about this? Because I mean, if you do die, this place will end.
I've never considered having to tell anybody.
People
As I
don't
say,
live forever.
I-
Even elves do not live
Well,
forever.
if you do, how would the goblins know that you do this then?
I don't know.
Can we?
As I said,
can
I think
can
it's
search the
pure
goblins. See if they've got any missives from anywhere
Yeah,
to say
yeah.
go
Oh
and
yeah.
meet Caladel
Can I
and kill him.
search the goblins, please, for any kind of notes, stuff?
No notes, no nothing. The only thing on them is probably 7 gold pieces, 4 silver, and 12 copper.
Okay, I'll put that in the party.
That's a guy. You want that?
With the 7 gold, I can't remember the rest.
You're the
Yeah.
7
treasurer.
gold, 4 silver, 12 copper.
Hang on, for fuck's sake. 7 gold. How many?
4 silver
4 silver
and
and
12 copper.
12 copper. I could just make shit up and put anything in, couldn't I?
You could. But I do write it down on my notes, so I do know every week how much treasure you've accumulated. So once you can make it up, I can double check it if I really need to.
Again, Medistra's going to lean to this elf, and he's going to put his hand on his shoulder and say, "Do you not think it's worth telling somebody else about this so you can have, so it's protective in case anything happens to you?"
Oh, my wife knows.
Does she
Where
know,
do you
does she
live?
know the ritual?
Oh, no ritual. You just need to use this ring.
How do you use the ring?
Be attuned to it, and you will instinctively know how to use it.
Right. Well, your corpse, which we found in the other place, it was missing that ring and the finger.
Was that his corpse? I mean, this looks the same place to where we were, and clearly there's a...
You don't think he was murdered by the goblins? They chopped off his ring and chucked him down the hole. I mean, that seems to be...
That's what I think.
Right.
It does sound like something goblins might do.
Give me
It's just
me
gonna be
an,
banditry.
Why would the goblins want his ring?
give me an insight
It's
check.
worth something.
Give me an
It's-
insight
it's-
check.
It's loot.
For fuck's sake.
Kelgar, was that you asking what day is it?
Uh-huh.
It says it's
0 insight, so
it's the 15th.
oh, checks
15th
out.
of 15th of Flower Bloom.
Well, actually, that's true. It says on the date thing.
Was it previously the 15th of Flower Bloom, or has anyone
No,
changed the date on
as
this?
far
Him
as
by-
you know,
What is it?
as far as you know, it was the 5th of Sweet Rain.
That's right, yes.
So we are earlier.
Is anyone good with calendars?
You are 10 days early. So when he says the 15th of Flower Bloom,
Did we...
those of you who got over 10 on your insight check,
Not me.
Was that when the trouble
This-
started?
this is what you remember. It can't be the 15th of Flower Bloom, because on the 15th of Flower Bloom, you were heading down, you had just discovered and cleared out a ruined tower that had a magical healing circle in it, and you were going down a cairn to try and investigate whether or not it was the resting place of Jarasco's
Yeah.
We got our
family.
asses handed to us, yeah.
And you got your asses handed to you. Yeah, my notes say the group followed the direction the statue was pointing in and came to the cairn. Heading down, they were attacked by several skeletons that proved a challenge for the already weakened party. Seeing Rage knocked unconscious, Jet unconscious, and Kurgan digging into his reserves to stay on his feet, relentless endurance, the party retreated to the ruined tower and camped down for the night, reflecting on their experiences in the process, gaining level 2.
Ding.
I ask the wizard about, does he understand how this portal could have done this? I'm aware we travelled, I think, to the elemental plane of water.
You have indeed. This
Returned.
is one of several gateways to the elemental plane of water. I am the keeper of this one because were it to be allowed to go unchecked, then did you say this place had flooded?
Mm-hmm.
The
Then
whole
that
lands
is-
were flooding.
That is the consequence. The floods would be unchecked. The creatures of the plane would eventually start to come through. It would start with simple guardians such as elementals, Sahagin, Tritons. Gradually, the brine dragons and their ilk would find their way through, and then the great krakens.
It does seem like maybe you should tell someone other than just your wife.
Oh, the more people that know about it, the more people could use it for their own purposes.
Yeah,
Well,
but what
somebody
happens if you
clearly
pop
knew
cogs
that
again?
you knew about this because they ambushed you.
So
Well, they just killed it for fun.
the other thing on the insight check, so very, as L'Oreal said, as far it felt very. So seeing this battle unfold, as brief as it was, the couple of rounds that it lasted for, it almost felt unplanned, opportunistic. Literally, as though the goblins had come out of the brush, seen the wizard, and decided to jump on him for the very reason that you said. He's a wizard, he's alone, he might have something worth money that could be utilized by the goblins for other things.
Like a ring.
Like a ring.
Is your ritual complete, or do you
Yes,
need
I've
assistance?
no, it is. I'd sealed it when the goblins burst out of the woods. I was just about to start my my ritual to return home.
Zed, can we remember when the swamp started spreading? Was it the 15th of Flower Bloom? Or was it? Did it predate that?
I thought it predated it.
So
That's
did
what
I.
that's what I thought as well.
Let's see if I gave you a date.
They said it'd be a couple of
But we didn't know. No,
months
we
or
didn't.
something,
So on the
wasn't
15th of Flower Bloom, we didn't know about the swamp at all anyway, right?
You knew nothing about this area at all, no.
No.
So if the timeline, there's a divergent timeline, right? Either the goblins kill him or they don't. And if they do, then the swamp expands. If they don't, in our case now, we're in the Marvel Cinematic Universe somewhere.
I've got 2 months swamp written down here, like it's been spreading for 2 months.
Yeah, but Zed gets his dates wrong sometimes.
DMs get their dates wrong sometimes, yeah. And quite honestly, to pull you back in time 2 months would be very difficult for me to unravel everything that's gone on in the world.
Right.
I frown slightly and mention. I think this probably means we won't get paid.
Yeah, I want to go back to that old timeline.
So does that mean if we headed back to Sea Strand, we'd meet ourselves?
No, because you no longer exist in that time frame. You exist in this time frame now.
Okay, so we don't have a tower with a nice healing spell anymore.
Don't mess with timey-wimey stuff. You know where that tower is. I'm not saying the tower doesn't exist. I'm just saying you probably haven't cleaned it out.
Oh, so that magic sword's still there. We can go get another one, but we don't need.
We can keep this one.
Yeah, and Rage can go around ordering more maces.
I know I could sell them.
Wait, Rage could go and order his mace in advance so that it's ready for him to collect when he arrives.
And I could pick up another tiny studded leather.
Oh, and the cute fluffy things which go boom.
You haven't ordered yet.
Not even
ordered those yet.
Yeah, but we can order them in advance so that they're there ready and waiting for us when we get there.
Oh, Medistra, your horse.
Oh.
I haven't a clue how to unravel this time change.
So
it was.
Can't we just go
I'm telling
through
you,
the portal?
I'm cutting the guy's finger off. Someone shoot him. We'll throw it in there. We jump back through the portal, right?
It was Sorentar, because I said to Sorentar, how does time differ between the planes? Thinking things like, what's the movie where they get to the planet and they're looking for one of their allies, the people that have gone off in front of them, and for every minute they spend on that planet, like 5 years passes in orbit or something, because they're on the very edge of Interstellar, that's right. And I'm thinking,
was that the one with?
I can't remember, but I said to Soren, how do we think time is going to be affected? Because in my head I'm thinking, could it be days, right? Could it be days that before Soren comes back? So to him, he's been gone, 6 seconds. To you, he's been gone 6 days. And Soren said, what about time reverses? And I was like, well, that's an interesting plan, because that allows me to undo everything that's happened here.
I was only thinking arriving just before the fight. I wasn't thinking.
Yeah, popping your head up.
Popping head up and a water elemental being above us, like, oh shit.
Yeah, no, I think this is much easier. So for every second you spent, you lost there was a day lost, basically. So you were about 10 seconds down there.
Well,
he looks at you and I guess I could tell others, but only one person can use the ring, and it's got other properties.
Who's that guy that's throwing fireballs around, the wizard that we're supposed to be looking for gelatin?
Yeah.
She won't have gone missing yet.
That's what I said earlier.
Yeah.
We go follow her, see where she goes. We need to find some way to fix this.
Yeah.
How?
Well, we kind of have if we're stuck here.
But
How long have you been completing this ritual?
What other properties does this ring have?
It allows me to control elementals, so I can send any back that might come through in my intervening time. And I can speak to them. But it also allows me to control water and keep the portal sealed or calm and dormant. We could never really seal it.
Are we able to go back to the future?
Sorry.
How do you mean?
Well,
We just
it's
lost 10 days.
the 5th of Sweet Rain.
You wish to go?
It was the 5th of Sweet Rain when we went swimming down into that pool, and we came back up here, and you're telling it's 15th of Flower Bloom.
You wish to go back to? He kind of plonks himself down on the ground a moment, and he kind of scratches his head.
The only way we could kind of get it to be as it was is for you to open that portal up for the next 10 days, let the water flood out, let everything do what it did, and then we roll into town and carry on doing what we were doing. We come back here, and you then close the portal, and then we fixed it. That's the only way we kind of get back on track, and everything back in its natural order. This should have happened naturally.
No, it shouldn't have happened.
It should, Ember. I mean, if the other alternative that I can think of is, if we can get back to where we came from, we need to find the ring and find this man's wife.
So you're saying things were different?
You were dead.
You were dead. Yeah. And your skeleton was in that pool. And
with goblin arrows in it.
Yeah, and that caused this whole area to be flooded. It was threatening all the settlements.
And so it kind of, this is stuff that we should not tamper with.
Exactly.
Too late, done it.
Yeah. We didn't mean to.
There is a way.
We shoot you with a goblin arrow and chuck you in the pond?
And cut his finger off.
Oh, yeah.
That is a way, but it still will not reset the time.
Because
so we'll still be stuck here.
And not wherever it was taken.
Exactly.
Plus, I think
your
you
friend here is smart.
Okay. How about you pay us what we were going to get paid for fixing the swamp, and then we carry on our way.
There is one other.
Talk about being greedy, and I thought I was the thief.
There is one other option.
Can you alter something on the portal so that is it the plane that changes the way time works, or is it going through the portal? Can you change the portal so it works the other way? That it travels faster?
It is not possible. It is the plane itself that is working anti to how the material plane is working.
You said earlier there are more of these things around.
You would need to find, I don't know a lot about planes, but I would think perhaps the plane of elemental air might speed time up. But
I think we may have already done enough damage.
I don't know where such a portal is. I'm only.
But if we went there, we'd just be. It wouldn't change here. We'd just be going in the future from wherever that is.
Well, we haven't lost any days. We've gained days, right?
Yeah.
The swamp problem's fixed, but we're not getting paid.
I could just go to sleep for another 10 days or so.
At the same time, do we need to do we need to go and kill the sheriff of that town who's actually pretending to be a goblin again?
Yes, we would.
Yeah. But this time, don't kill him.
Ignore it and carry on with other stuff.
Yeah, don't try and just tap them on the head, but instead of getting a critical hit and chopping their head off. No, that wasn't her. That was something else. We were trying to calm down. Rage hit.
We can go and capture a bandit again, yeah. Or spear them over the side of a shed.
Magician's going to stand up and he's going to walk around while muttering to himself. This isn't right. This can't happen. Things must be put back how they were.
Next 20 sessions of our D&D game will be repeating everything we've just done.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I said, start yourself back at level 2. He kind of. I can give you an option, but it's costly.
What does that mean?
To the south, about 5 days' travel, there is an old ruin. It is said that in the ruin there is an ancient guardian, one known as a Gyno Sphinx. I think it's a Gyno Sphinx. I better double check, hadn't I?
You're the DM.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to religion check that one.
Sounds like a doctor to me.
I've never heard of it.
It's either a Gyno Sphinx or a Gyro Sphinx. One of the two.
I think it's a Gyno Sphinx is what you're thinking of. You're thinking of the lion-headed.
Yeah, but one of them has the ability to instantly age you as part of its attack.
I don't know about that.
I don't know if it's an Andra Sphinx or a Gyno Sphinx. Let me have a look at the stats. I should be able to see in D&D Beyond, shouldn't I?
I don't want to be older.
No, that's not the point. I'll get to the point in a second. I just need to get my facts right.
What's he guarding?
Not the Gyno Sphinx. So it must be a...
Andro Sphinx?
Must be the Andra Sphinx. Let's have a look.
I would say just call it, for time, I would say just call it a
Sphinx.
A sphinx or a mystical creature and make up the stats.
Yeah, I'm just having a look because it doesn't even seem, it doesn't make sense. But there's one of these creatures that has the ability to age you without you knowing that you've been aged when you attack it. I can't figure out which one it is. Okay. There is a guardian, an ancient guardian. Ah, there you go. It is. It's a lair action as that either of them can do. So let's have a look. Which is the
Oh,
strong...
that just happened in the Critical Role first campaign.
Exactly. I know exactly where you are. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of as I was starting to think about this. So it's a Gyno Sphinx. So it is a Gyno Sphinx. It said that there is an ancient guardian of good persuasion that has the ability to manipulate time. It may be that were you to seek the guardian out and fulfill any tasks that they might give you, that your timeline could be restored. However painful that might be to me.
Where can we find him?
You just said south in the ruins.
South. There is 5 days south in the hills. There is an ancient pyramid-like structure. It is there you will find the creature.
Near Ashen Shaft.
If we do that, we'll still have to go and find the ring, which means finding where these goblins have gone.
Yeah, somewhere near Ashen Shaft, yeah.
He's got the ring. The ring is in this plane. Is on his finger.
Yeah, what we're proposing, though, sounds like we're going to kill him.
Actually, not 5 days time, because 5 days, it's about 2 days. So basically Hex 4122, which is just north of Ashenshaft in those hills.
Question.
Yes.
Where do you live? So that we can at least tell your wife if it does come to pass that you do have to die in this process.
I have a small holding in the Darthwood, about 2 miles south of Adderwood. A humble place. Small farmstead on the ground, and my wife and I live in the trees above.
Why would you be willing to tell us this? This doesn't make sense. You're putting yourself at great risk.
To save his wife, he would do everything, wouldn't you?
I love my wife. We've spent a millennia together.
But his wife won't die. It'll be him who's dying.
If you're saying the time has been changed, there are some elven scholars that believe in manipulating time can have an effect, as though the wings of a small bird beating can have an effect hundreds of miles away.
Oh, should we go and have a look and see what's changed?
Maybe this started off what all the goblins and bandits started killing, wanting to find. They didn't want to kill wizards. They wanted to capture them, but this time they wanted to kill you.
I do not think that the two are connected. To be honest, I think this was a
Random.
robbery.
Let's go find Jelena and follow her until she gets kidnapped. And then go and kill the people who are kidnapping her.
That's a good idea.
And yeah, I'd like to have a good sleep first.
I do think before we take any further steps, we need to rest.
Yes,
and we're not far from Ryfield, are we? So we should be able to. But then again, would that alter things too much? We need to stay away from people.
Maybe it's not a problem if we alter things. It's just some elves who complained about it, right?
No, these. I don't know anything about these things, but surely changing something from what's meant to be to something that isn't is a bad thing.
Who's to say what's meant to be?
Well, it stopped the water elementals coming out of this portal and ruining these people's lives and farmsteads, and
I mean, we've already saved more farmsteads than we would have been able to save before, right?
Yeah,
maybe those people.
We don't own that. We don't own that flooded farm.
Yeah, but maybe those people go away to another settlement and thrive there, and do more good in that point.
Maybe this is something that's meant to happen, like the rain falling on crops one year and then not the next.
Indeed, we rarely use weather magic for that very reason. The impact can be too great.
Or maybe we were meant to travel back and save him, and that makes other things better.
I was about to say that.
I for one know that I have a brother out there that I haven't had that conversation with.
Well, we can just go and have that conversation then, yeah?
But it'd be under completely different circumstances.
Well, we just all say the same things, right?
Why don't we just head south from here to Ashenshaft or nearby and see if we can find this Sphinx? Maybe we can get some answers from them. We don't know what the ramifications of what we're doing will be.
At least we don't have to transport that load of ore down the river.
I completely agree. I vote we head south.
Well, this time I'll haggle one night instead of just nicking the stuff off the table.
Yes, let's go south. Maybe find a safe place to just rest up first as well.
Yes.
Maybe just not go back to the places we've been to already.
Yes.
I've heard tales of another group wandering this area, or the other side of the world. Let's go
who
find
aren't
them.
wandering the area yet,
Yes,
I don't
not
think.
yet. No, they will be.
there's another.
They will be
there's another-
noobs.
They're not actually. No, they're not. You've
Let's
gone
get
back
ahead of
to.
the fuckers.
You've gone back to.
Pre-second
I-
group.
Oh,
So
so
tell them their
if we end
characters
up,
are gone.
so if we end up stumbling into one of their encounters and we kill it before they do, you've got to redo their timeline as well.
Yeah, sorry, you've just lost levels, guys, because
Yeah,
they
right.
killed the stuff that was there.
Wait, can we just go like to where they're going to be, where they're going to land, and then like ambush them and kill them?
You could try, yeah. You could try. It would be an interesting. You're a long way away from them. You'd never know where they are. You're a long way.
Sorry, guys, your like hands starting to fade out and become transparent.
Exactly. You're not that far from where I'm going to start my Tuesday night group. So,
Yes. And your guitar playing sucks.
It's
Yeah.
Tuesday.
yeah.
Mm.
My face-to-face group on a Tuesday.
Oh, and they're in the same campaign.
They're in the same world, yeah, the same similar timeline, similar time frame, but slightly. They're kind of smack bang in the middle between where you are and my Monday group are. Okay, so what are you going to do?
We're
South.
going
I
south.
vote south.
Yeah.
I vote south and speaking to this guardian.
Mm.
Let's see what he says. I'm not even sure we should change.
Don't we need to
time
rest
at all.
somewhere?
But we will rest on the way.
Okay.
We just need to find somewhere safe to rest up. And
The
hopefully
town we just came
hopefully
from?
Jet will show us the way.
Wouldn't it be funny if I hadn't have had Jet follow you?
Yes.
Jet, can you roll a new character, please?
Does your dimension and timeline no longer exist?
Exactly. Okay.
And we forget forever Jelena and hope that she manages not to get caught this time around this daft whatever.
She's
To
probably
be
not
honest,
even
to be honest-
missing
to be
yet.
honest with you, we could probably take the 2-day journey and do this thing, come back, and still stop it.
Well, hopefully we can fix this timeline.
Yeah.
That's our
Okay.
primary goal is to fix the timeline.
All right. Following Caladel's instructions, he sends you the quickest path out of the swamp. Effectively, more of a southeasterly path following the northern bank of the Modron. And so you kind of head out into 4119. And do you know what? I can actually
It's a long rest.
delete that because I've deleted loads of other stuff. Doesn't matter. Yeah, and you can get yourself. Probably takes you a couple of hours to kind of navigate through the swamp, following Caladel's instructions. Break out of the edge of the swamp. Continue to follow the Modron. Have the Modron to your south, to the south of you, as you kind of follow the bank and out into the plains between the Differing Hills and the Gilring Hills. And you probably get part way into here. As you kind of get close to sort of 6 o'clock in the evening, Jet finds, with help from Rage, manages to find a suitable place for you to encamp for the night. And you build yourself a camp. And as it's the new year, I'd like you all to level to 5th.
Yay! How the fuck do you do that? I can't remember.
Fifth? I thought we were third.
What level are you?
We're fourth.
I was going to
Oh
say
yeah.
you're 4th, and you're not far off 5th from memory in terms of XP. So
I must not be getting XP because mine's not even half.
Yeah, mine's on 4071 at the moment. So
I thought you were closer.
I may not have got XP from last
No, I'm
session.
on 3471.
You should all be about 4071?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm at the moment.
Yeah, okay. No, go ahead and level to 5th.
Oh, okay.
We've just been to the elemental plane of water, guys, and fought some crazy elementals. Like,
Set yourself to 6501 XP, which should give you enough XP to level to 5. And then we'll pause there for the evening. I know it's a bit earlier than we would normally.
because Zed's now going to unpick
But we've
what the
just
hell
royally
just
fucked up a
happened.
timeline, so
I'm
it's a
just
good
gonna-
excuse.
I've got to figure out what the fuck is going on next, what we're going to do next. But yes.
Or we could just go and ruffle stomp the original things which we did, and then carry on from there.
You could. Yeah.
Let's just pretend we've done all that and then come back to this point and then.
Then we buckets of water to make the swamp bigger.
Well, I mean, if we kill this guy, cut off his finger, chuck him in the pond, then go and do the things which we were previously going to do, come back here and then
Find his wife.
find his wife and get her to start doing the
Yes,
doing
what
the
we could
necessary
do.
ring.
We
Essentially,
could
that's
kill
what
him,
we could
chop
do.
his finger off,
Then we
throw him in
fix
the
the
thing,
timeline.
come back,
Yeah.
use the ring to seal the pool so the things don't come out anymore, and say, "There we go, we fixed it," and we have a magic
Yeah,
ring.
let's
that
have
can
our
control
reward.
Just
elementals.
remember what he said, though.
Every 20 days, go back to the same
Every
place.
20 days he has
Oh yeah,
to
Oh,
return.
that's why we give the
boy.
ring to his wife and get her to carry on, take the torch from there on, right?
Or to the constable in the town. But we wouldn't want to give it. We wouldn't want to give it to anybody in the town. To be honest with you,
No,
we
he'd
could
give
give
it
it
to
to the
his
ranger.
wife.
We could give it to the ranger.
Yeah, but how long will he live, though?
Doesn't he have that
He might
elven
use-
druid lady? She'll do it.
He just said that people might
Ooh.
abuse it, so the only person who probably won't abuse it is his wife.
Lumber.
Lumber.
What?
I'm
You
yelling
give-
timber. Because he lived forever, won't he? That's an idea. Well, we still need to
Warforged
put down.
don't live forever.
Ah,
We live a fair while, but yeah, we don't know.
You certainly would outlive a human. You wouldn't outlive an elf, and you certainly wouldn't outlive a druid.
That's why I'm saying the druid, because eventually druids just don't age.
They don't.
Yeah,
They
20th
become,
level,
yeah,
20th level ability. They live forever.
But Lumber hasn't got a class yet properly.
Lumber could be a druid.
I
No,
thought
no,
Lumber
we
was going
need
to
to-
be your alt if you died.
Oh, no.
Rage.
we
Famous
put
druid
things back to the way
warforged.
they were.
Are we long resting as well?
Yes. Everybody take a long rest.
Okay.
I'm just going to
Level
update my character on. Actually, it's maybe a good point, actually, because since we've got a little bit of time, is we can get our characters imported and ready to go. As
Yeah,
well.
yeah, sure. We've got
So you
time.
want us to do the level up on D&D
Beyond.
Beyond, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, what?
I always get this wrong.
Do you
So,
want
yeah.
me to kill the stream now, or?
Yeah, you can do. Yeah.
Well, thanks for watching. people.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks for watching.
See you next week, is it? Or we?
No, we're back. We're back next week. Not a problem.
Fantastic. See you next Thursday.
See you next Thursday.